In this video, I'm going to react to the top 7 helicopters of the US military. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. This is the place where I react to music, media, sports, anime, anything related to popular culture. I'll watch it with an open mind and give you my 100% honest reaction to it. And if you could please hit that like button early, I'd really appreciate it. Now this is going to be genuinely fascinating. I feel like sometimes, the F-22s, the F-35s, the B-2s, they take maybe a lot of the attention away from helicopters. And there are some amazing helicopters out there. Like I think the Black Hawk, I think that's a helicopter that belongs to the US military, and the Apache, I think, I'm not sure. Those are some real badass looking helicopters, man. I mean, these things are super, highly capable, machines, aircraft. And other than that, I don't really know much about the helicopters that the US has, even the ones that the UK has. And, these things are often able to carry immense loads of whether it's personnel or cargo. They're capable of reaching pretty high speeds, not as fast as a fighter jet, but obviously still relatively high speeds. And a lot of them also have similar armaments that a fighter jet may have. So yeah, when I was recommended this video, I knew it was going to be something interesting for me, just because I'm someone who kind of wants to bring up my knowledge of helicopters to a comparable level of the fighter jets, the stealth planes and things like that. So let's go. This is going to be me reacting to the top 7 helicopters of the US military. Let's do it. Man, that thing looks so cool.
The top 7 amazing helicopters of the U.S. military.
The way that they're just exposed like that, the soldiers. I would hope that, maybe the soldiers, they've got some kind of latch that goes on them and the helicopter, because the way they were sitting with the door just open, I'd hate for them to fall out, into the ocean.
Ever since they entered service in large numbers with different militaries in the 1940s and 50s period, helicopters have been an indispensable tool of war and peace. Whether it's casualty evacuation, troop transport, disaster relief, or airborne fire support, helicopters are at the center of it all. The technology used in helicopters has grown to such a level that it's now possible to make hybrid helicopter air.
What the heck is that? It looks like a gigantic, the drones that people get, the consumer drones. Look at that one.
Airplanes, advanced attack helicopters, and super heavy transports. The list is in chronological order, with the year of the first flight being taken as a reference date.
So
sit tight and strap your seatbelts while we go on a journey to meet these rotary-winged beauties and beasts.
I've never seen anything like that.
Bell UH-1 Huey, 1956. Pretty much synonymous with Vietnam War technology, the UH-1 was a simple and practical helicopter design which achieved legendary status due to its exploits. Powered by a single engine, the UH-1 could carry 10 to 14 troops into battle. The main armament was the M60 machine gun mounted on either door, which was operated by a gunner. To protect the pilots from ground fire, the seats were armored and the crew was issued with body armor for additional protection during dangerous missions. Over 16,000 of these versatile machines have been built, and it's still used by the U.S. Marine Corps in its UH-1Y form.
16,000 of them. Wow. I wonder what the unit price of each of these is. If I had to guess, maybe $1 million, $2 million, something like that.
Boeing CH-47 Chinook,
That's a
1961.
That's a big boy right there.
Again, we have a helicopter which was developed during the Vietnam era and survives to this day in a modern avatar. The CH-47 Chinook has a unique tandem rotor design which allows maximum utilization of the power generated by the engines to lift the helicopter. Since there's no tail rotor, all the power is sent to the two main rotors, which rotate in opposite directions at different elevations.
Interesting.
This gives the Chinook the ability to carry large payloads to high altitudes.
Wow.
With the ability to carry a 10,800 kilogram load underslung 9,000 kilograms inside the cabin, or alternatively 55 troops seated internally, the Chinook is a massive flying truck.
Wow, is that an M1 Abrams? It's carrying a tank. Crazy.
Sikorsky CH-53 Stallion,
That one looks
1964.
menacing.
This is the largest helicopter in the U.S. inventory, with a payload capacity of over 14,000 pounds, 6,350 kilograms, for the initial twin-engine version. It could haul an equivalent weight of 4 fully grown rhinos. The U.S. military uses this helicopter for troop transport, special forces insertion, casualty evacuation, and to lift heavy vehicles like trucks. The CH-53, being a primarily marine helicopter, has a watertight hull which enables it to land safely on water in an emergency situation. The earliest variants entered service during the Vietnam War, and the most recent variant will now enter production.
I wonder what is the fastest. I'm hoping that he's going to get to a helicopter that discusses this, but what is the fastest speed achievable by a helicopter? I'd love to know. Like, if I had to guess, maybe something like 150 miles an hour, something like that. Maybe a bit more, a bit less. Let me know in the comment section.
This again proves the longevity of American helicopter designs. Bell AH-1 Cobra, 1965.
This one looks super modern, very modern looking.
Developed from the UH-1 to urgently fulfill the role of an armored helicopter which could fire guns, rockets, and missiles, the AH-1 was the world's first dedicated attack helicopter. It was pressed into service in Vietnam and saw extensive combat.
It's impressive how the aesthetics of this thing, considering it's like 55 years old now, you know, it looks very modern, very, very sleek.
Its slender profile, tandem seating, and great agility made it a very effective platform for providing aerial fire support. The Cobra was initially armed with 7.62 millimeter miniguns, 40 millimeter grenade launchers and rockets, which allowed it to take out hidden targets throughout the jungle canopy. The Viet Cong would have been terrified of the venom-spitting Cobras, which could sneak up on them and destroy anything in its path.
Man.
They proved themselves to be so useful that over 1,000 Cobras were built over a period of 4 years during the Vietnam War.
1,000
It lives
in 4
on to this
years.
day in the form of the U.S. Marine Corps AH-1Z Viper, which is a heavily upgraded version of the AH-1.
That's the thing with great design, you know. If it's still a functioning asset, why replace it? Just, you know, patch it up, upgrade it if required. But yeah, just keep it.
Sikorsky UH-60 Blackhawk, SH-6070 Seahawk, 1974. The Blackhawk is a very versatile helicopter and has evolved into dozens of variants, including the famous Stealth Hawk, which carried out the famous Operation Neptune Spear. The other important variant is the naval SH-60 Seahawk.
What's Operation Neptune Spear? Maybe I should do a video on that one.
Which is the present mainstay of the U.S. Navy for anti-submarine, anti-surface, transport, and search and rescue missions. Several Seahawks are embarked on each U.S. Navy aircraft carrier and amphibious assault ships, whereas their destroyers carry a standard complement of 2 Seahawks. The SH-60 is equipped with a powerful surface search radar, dipping sonar, sonobuoys, and can carry torpedoes, anti-ship missiles, and depth charges to engage ships and submarines. Both variants have had export success and are in service with over 20 countries.
Must have made a lot of money for the government. Or for those companies, actually. Yeah.
Boeing AH-64 Apache, 1975.
Man, that thing looks mean.
Widely accepted as the most advanced attack helicopter in service today, the Apache has formed the backbone of U.S. military ground operations for over 3 decades. It was developed as a replacement for the AH-1 in the U.S. Army. In a bid to make it survivable on a dangerous battlefield, the Apache has armor which allows it to withstand hits from 23mm anti-aircraft guns and a self-sealing fuel tank which prevents leakage of fuel in case the tank is hit. The Apache stub wings each mount 2 pylons, typically carrying a mix of pods carrying 19 2.75-inch rockets for use against personnel and light vehicles, and quad racks of AGM-114 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. There's a 30mm cannon under the nose which can fire at a rate of 300 rounds per minute. Stinger missiles can be fitted as well, which allow the Apache to destroy serial targets. In the late 90s, the longbow radar was installed, which allowed the Apache to take out targets from behind cover without exposing itself to the enemy. The helicopter is thus an all-around weapon system which can wreak havoc on the battlefield.
Yeah. Gosh.
The Apache continues to evolve in the 21st century. The latest A-64E Guardian model boasts up-rated engines, remote drone control capabilities, and a sensor designed to highlight muzzle flashes on the battlefield below. The Army has also experimentally deployed Apaches on U.S. Navy ships and had them practice anti-ship missions, and even tested a laser-armed Apache.
What? Hold on a minute. So, laser-armed. So, is it actually got... Is it going to shoot laser beams? And the other thing, so drone-controlled capabilities. So does that actually mean the helicopter itself can be used autonomously without a pilot, or there'll be a drone attached to it that it can deploy and send off wherever? So many questions.
Bell V-22 Osprey, 1989. The Osprey is the ultimate transformer and is something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Look at that.
While taking off, it looks like a helicopter with side-by-side propellers. Nothing unusual there, but the magic starts a few seconds after it lifts off from the ground like a normal helicopter. The rotor blades start to tilt forward with the wing, and as your jaw drops, the helicopter is now a twin-propeller airplane.
Crazy.
This transformer technology is not just a visual treat, but it has immense practical value as well. That's why the U.S. military is operating this aircraft and has ordered several hundred of it. The Osprey in the aircraft mode can travel twice as fast as a regular helicopter. This gives it a major advantage while transporting troops over hostile territory, while bringing back injured troops, carrying out disaster relief operations, and conducting special forces insertion missions.
That that helicopter looks so cool, man. It legit looks like it's from I don't know, some sci-fi movie like Arrival or something. Very unique looking helicopter. I wonder how much each of those costs. It's got to be a lot. Now that was cool. I mean, the two standouts have to be the very last one and the Apache. That Apache just looks so menacing, not to be messed with. You know, just the sleekness of the design, and with all the visible weapons on it. If you saw that coming towards you and you were the enemy, mate, it's just time to pray. I mean, and the last one with the way the propellers kind of rotated and, you know, in midair, and it's just very futuristic. And that plane, I keep calling it a plane. That helicopter's been around for like 30 years. Imagine what, you know, the US military has now that it's keeping secret under wraps. The mind wanders, honestly. Technology is just really, really interesting, really fascinating, just to see how we're advancing, and just to see what's possible in the future will be very cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and keep throwing the recommendations my way. I know I say it all the time, but they genuinely help me out, because if I know you enjoyed watching something, I'll definitely enjoy reacting to it. So like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, keep throwing the recommendations, and I'll catch you in the next one.